Hello, I'm back. So now I'm gonna bring Luke back online because a lot of people were complaining that they can't hear me. So I'm just gonna try to bring Luke back. Go live. Yes, Luke,
Okay.
you're back.
Yeah. I can hear you. Can people hear us
Okay,
now?
I hope people can hear us. We're just gonna give it a shot. We'll just keep talking for a while. I guess we'll know if they can hear.
All right, great. Yeah.
So sorry, I
You were
probably
talking
very
about eggs and different dishes that you've been trying out with eggs and everything,
So
right?
yeah, the shakshuka, egg recipe is something that I got interested into because I also like spicy food, and I think a lot of
Hmm.
South Indians who are watching probably will really like spicy food. So, I mean, this was something I thought of doing. Another thing that I want to ask you, which you the topic that you brought out,
Right,
about feeling guilty when you eat these things.
right.
So, what do you think? Like when people where how do you draw that balance between
Okay.
eating a certain way that you
Hmm.
really like and stuff that you is supposed to be good for you?
Right. So I think, people should never feel guilty about the food that they're eating. Okay, if I'm going to eat an ice cream like thrice a day, every day, I should really feel guilty about that. But if I'm going to have a dessert once in a way, I'm going to have an ice cream, I'm going to have a chocolate, I should never feel guilty because if I feel guilty, I create a lot of negative emotions inside that actually raises my stress hormones and I break down that food very differently. So if we're deciding to have an ice cream today, I should eat it and enjoy it. I shouldn't, every spoon I take, oh no, this is going to make me fat. Oh no, I'm going to get pimples with this. Then don't eat it. Don't eat it because that's going to really mess up your digestion. If you're eating something, thoroughly enjoy it. Thoroughly enjoy it. And that's why there's a balance in life. If I'm going to have a dessert today, I'm going to make sure I do my workout. I'm going to get at least 2 or 3 good meals in a day. So everything is balanced. Like, some of the fittest people I know, they have a dessert whenever they want to, but they're also disciplined with their exercise, their other meals, and they enjoy what they eat. I've seen so many people who are so guilty about what they eat, and it never goes well for them. Because we do anything with guilt, it leaves us with a negative emotion. So we should enjoy what we eat.
Also, what do you think about? So I guess what you're primarily insisting on is the intention with which we eat.
Yes.
So also when this time around while I've been at home and I've been cooking, I feel like it's different when you cook. Like when I cook for my parents or my parents cook for me. Um, there is that sense of love that there is that you've
Yeah.
put in, like, even like not knowingly, but you want them to like the food you're making, or you want them to feel good about it after they eat it. So I think something that I discovered while being at home is that the intention, even that the food that's cooked with, I think that matters, and that affects your health
Absolutely.
in a major way.
No, you're absolutely right about that. There was a scientific study done on adults, okay? When they eat pastries and coffee shops and all of that stuff, it would affect their insulin resistance, their weight. But when they go home to their parents and they eat the cakes that their parents made for them when they were growing up, it has no effect on their sugar levels because there's that whole nostalgia, that love, the intention. So, when our parents cook for us, there is love that goes into it. When a restaurant cooks for you, it's very, very different. So you will digest your home food way better, way better. And even if your mom makes you sweets and stuff like that, you should really enjoy it. Of course, if we overeat anything, it's going to be a problem. But I believe in intention and putting love in food, and our parents do that the best. So even when you cook for yourself, you are very careful about the ingredients. There is love,
Yeah.
there is care that goes in. Believe me, when you eat that kind of food, it will work for your health. It will never cause a problem with your health or your weight.
What I want to really ask you, Luke, is during this period that you've been at home, how are you how are you able to achieve discipline? Because it's so easy to kind of let all of it go out of the window when we are at home and there's so much time at our hands. I mean, when also the environment's so different than your workspace.
Right.
So how do you center yourself? What do you do in the day to center yourself and bring yourself back to your work mode? I mean, I'm sure you're bombarded with it at this point of time. How do you handle it?
So I took up your challenge of the timetable, and that's working for me. Because I figured, I have a 24-hour day, but I never have a 24-hour day. I have a 16-hour day because 8 hours is kept for sleep. So I only have 16 days to do everything else. So I have it like, 1 hour goes for a workout, maybe 7, 8 hours will go for my patients, another 1 hour for family time. And then I'm actually left with 3 to 4 hours. So I can watch a movie, I can watch a series, I can take a walk. It's beautiful. When you plan your day, and I really think that timetable idea of yours was fab. If you're in a timetable, you find time, you find excess time. But if we don't have a timetable, we're reacting to life. I get a phone call, I get involved in that. Then I get involved in something else. It takes my attention away from what I'm supposed to do. So once I've defined it between 11 o'clock, between 11 and 1:30, I see patients. 1:30 to 2 o'clock is lunch. And then from 2 to 5 again is my work time. After that, it's like my walk, my exercise, everything. I'm enjoying this life. I'm enjoying living this way in a timetable. So I'm
I
managing to finishing all my work, really managing that.
I completely agree to you. Actually, this is actually a time where you can spend directing your energy into exactly what you want to.
Yeah, right. How have you been managing your time?
So making the for me, making the timetable was happening, but what really got hampered in the process is, and not something that I intended on it happening, but I also, when I spoke to a lot of my friends, they're experiencing something very similar, and that was going to be my next question to you, is
Mm-hmm.
what do you do in this period when your sleep cycle goes off?
Right.
Because even if you sleep like a few hours up and down, and then that really messes up your sleep cycle. Like, I'm an early riser,
Mm-hmm.
but
Okay.
during this period, I've been experiencing a lot of feeling extremely awake in the middle of the night, which
Okay.
is very unlike my usual routine. And I know a lot of people who are going through it, and all of them who wake up very early in the morning are experiencing it. So, what should you do? And are there any ways that you can maybe induce sleep? Like, are there any techniques one can use, at night, which will help you induce sleep?
So I think the deep breathing before bedtime is the most powerful thing, Tamanna. Because, we usually can't fall asleep because our mind is either thinking about something or we just watched something. So the mind is very awake when it's supposed to be sleeping. So I think about 10 minutes before bedtime, there are two very powerful breathing techniques. One is through the left nostril. So I close the right nostril and I take about 15 to 20 inhales and exhales from the left nostril with the right closed. That can really move us from the sympathetic nervous system, which is awake, to sleep, which is parasympathetic. The second is a very simple cycle. I do an inhale. Say I do an inhale for 4 seconds or 5 seconds. Then I try to hold it for 8 seconds. And then I do a slow exhale for about 12 seconds. So I trick my mind into moving into calm. And another very important point is to try to sleep at the same time if we can. At least Monday to Friday, if I've set my bedtime at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, try to go in bed, because the body has a memory. So when I keep doing the same pattern, it starts remembering that, okay, this is Tamanna's bedtime. This is the time she's in bed to sleep. So we need to try to align our timings. And if we can do this deep breathing or even meditation, it is a very powerful way. Music as well. If I can listen to very calm music, music also tricks the mind into moving into relaxation and moving into sleep. So we can use these three mechanisms to actually sleep better at night.
That's amazing, Luke. Thank you so much, because I'm going to be really needing this. I've been struggling with sleep, and I guess also it probably is, I'm so much used to like having a uh, very physically rigorous life, and I am training. I'm training almost every second day. I'm training, but I still feel like
Super.
I
Yeah.
needed something else which would help me sleep better. Um,
Yeah, try this. I hope this
yeah,
works for you. Try these simple
yeah, I really
things.
hope so,
Yeah.
because I think the entire next day gets affected if you haven't slept well.
Right. Yeah. And it's not good for
So
your immune system as well. We want to keep our immunity strong by sleeping well. So give this a shot.
yeah,
I mean, I'm doing something called binaural beats. Okay. So if you Google it, that's like BINAURL. I'll type that in later, binaural beats. It's available on YouTube and stuff like that. So you put your headphones on and you listen to that. That's a special frequency that actually moves you into a deeper wave of sleep. And I tried it a couple of days. I mean, I touch wood, I sleep well, but I had unbelievably deep sleep that night. So it's a different frequency. So you can try to use music or these different beats, and it's all available on different meditation apps. It's available on YouTube. I'll send you a couple. Try them out and let me know how that works for you. Yeah.
definitely, Luke, definitely. And thank you so much. Like, it's whenever I talk to you, I feel like I get oriented again into doing things in the right fashion. And I keep also referring to your book, um, the one that you wrote with Anushka.
Oh, the magic
Uh,
weight loss pill.
the Magic
Yeah.
Weight Loss
Okay.
Pill. I think that book is really like helped me maneuver my many of my days when I'm confused actually. And although I have done your plan, I feel like there's discovery every single day with your own body. And
Yeah.
definitely, I feel that I'm more attentive to what my body wants, which I don't think I was as aware as I am today. And I think as it is a continuous process, I just very thankful to you for constantly sharing and so selflessly sharing. And that's something I'm really always very inspired by you, because you never really hold back. You have all the information, which I'm sure a lot of other people in your profession have, but you never hold back in giving it all out.
Thank you. Thank
And
you for that.
that really makes you very special. And I really look up to you, and I think that's something that I would like
Thank you.
to also use in my life.
But
So
like I always say, Tamanna, like I always say, it's easy for me to tell people what to do to stay healthy, but then you got to do the job, right? And you put in consistency and discipline. You know, for all your fans out there, I remember speaking to Tamanna when she was on set. She had these crazy dance schedules and practice, but she would not miss anything. So that's no excuse for any one of us. You know, if we're disciplined, if we have consistency, we have passion, you know, she's shown us how we can achieve it and maintain great health. And I hope the same for everyone. Just a little bit of consistency, a little bit of discipline, and we can make health easier for everyone. And Tamanna, thank you for being on this journey with me. You're always helping us spread the word of lifestyle, and it's just fab. Your ideas, your curiosity, and everything else. So I must thank you for that as well.
thank you so much, Luke, and I cannot
Thank
wait
you.
to do another session. Hopefully, before this all ends, I'm sure we'll have another session,
For sure.
and we'll have. I think I'd want to take up more questions from people, and I honestly I keep getting questions from a lot of my friends, and they're like, because they all kind of uh, they visit your account.
Okay.
So I think all these questions have come up. So I think let me ask them all today.
No problem. Anytime, Tamanna. Anytime. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Luke. Thank you
Have a
for this.
great weekend. Have a great
You too.
weekend. Have a great
You too.
weekend, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.